Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mr. Riley coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side. Well, tonight I was supposed to have a guest, another student athlete, but he's a no-show. So what we'll do after the intro is we'll come back. We'll talk about the calendar. The calendar is out, so we'll hang out for a couple of minutes. I'm over here on the YouTube page. For whatever reason, Facebook is not agreeing with me today. So after the intro, we'll talk about the calendar and yeah, let's just hang out for a couple of minutes. All right, on this next episode of This Week in Pali Football.
Hey, win on me, win on three, ready, 1, 2, 3. Win! Oh, yeah! Stop playing with a beat! 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 Stop playing with a beat!
Some call it the gridiron.
Nice run, way to skim it.
Others, 100 yards of pay.
Too much.
We just like to call it football.
Football.
With Facebook James.
Football, baby.
Football, baby. What's going on, everyone? Happy Wednesday afternoon. Today is March 20th, 2024. It's been a long time since we've been live over here. Probably about 6 or 7 days. Last week we had Brett Fetterman on. A wonderful student athlete, had a wonderful and great conversation. Just, what he thinks about Pali football and, his hopes and dreams for the future going into next season. So it was a wonderful opportunity to talk to him. And then before that, we had Cash Allen a couple of weeks ago. And then we also had, let me see, oh my goodness. I know we had Jalen Williams, and there was another gentleman that we had. Oh, Jake Tribatch. That's right. We had those guys on. And so, again, we're hoping for another student athlete tonight. However, we were unable to connect. And, we tried to reach out to him, and it just goes, we called him. He didn't pick up the phone. He's too busy. Maybe he's in the lab training, trying to get his strength conditioning on. So I'm not going to shout him out right now. I don't want to do him like that. But, yeah, so tonight we'll just hop on real quick and kind of talk about some of the upcoming events. Now, Coach last week wanted me to mention the schedule. The schedule is out, and I'm not too sure if you know where to find it, but if you are a Pali football, aficionado, a Pali football follower, man, this is going to be a pretty cool schedule. And so let's just go ahead and hop into it now. Next week, next week is spring break. So the week after spring break, we'll come back on and talk to Coach Smith. And, we'll talk about this schedule and what it looks like and why is it the way it is. I mean, it's yeah, it's going to be a wonderful season. So I'm anxious. So let's go ahead and hop into it really, really quick. If you happen to watch the live, if you're watching with me right now, go ahead and drop a comment. You might be watching on on YouTube. Facebook, again, for whatever reason, is not cooperating tonight. So we're just going to go ahead. We'll go ahead and do the show, and then we'll upload it, send the link over to our Facebook group, just in case anyone over there wants to watch the broadcast again. So if you're watching live on YouTube, go ahead and drop us a comment. And if you happen to watch the replay, that's pretty cool. Go ahead and drop some comments as we are having our discussion over here in the YouTube. And so you can do that, at any time that you want to, anytime that you post and that you're going to view this particular video. So let's go ahead, without all the particulars, let's go ahead and hop into our schedule over here. And so here it is. And so we there's some connections over here, and you kind of understand a little bit by some of the new teams that we have on the roster in terms of our schedule. And so this is the 2014. Wow. And yes, I have been around that long. This is the 2024 football schedule. And, it looks a little bit different. Normally we would play probably about at least 2 or 3 teams in the Valley in the hot summer. However, it's going to change slightly. And so that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and look at our lineup real quick in terms of our schedule, our fall schedule for 2024. We're going to start off with a scrimmage at San Mo. Now, if you don't know what San Mo is, basically that is Santa Monica High School. And so San Mo is just their kind of pet name, just like Pali is our shortened name for Palisades Charter High School. And so San Mo, both their JV and their varsity squads are going to come over, and we're going to have a wonderful scrimmage on Thursday, August 16th. And so it's going to be at home on our field, and I'm pretty sure, Coach will give us some direction, some clarification. But I know at times in the past we've had half the field. The varsity will take half the field from the 50-yard line, and then the JV would also take the other half of the field. So I'm not too sure if they're going to use that model as a scrimmage, or if they're going to have like let's say a 3:30 scrimmage for JV, and then maybe a 5 o'clock scrimmage for varsity. Don't know yet. Just stay tuned. I'm sure that information will be disseminated in a very, very, very quickly in an amount of time that we could follow. So yes, JV and both JV and varsity, a time to be determined. So you see TBD. Of course, there's no score. This is just a scrimmage so that we could, kind of fill out our offense and defense. Because after going through summer conditioning, summer workouts, it's time to kind of hit somebody else. You're kind of tired of hitting your own people. And so this will be the first opportunity for our 2024 football team to be engaged in a scrimmage, like a real game situation. So we look forward to that Thursday, August 16th. And so the location is going to be at Pali, all right? And then the following week, week 0, Dylen is going to come over. They're going to make the trek. I believe they're in South LA, and so they're going to make a trek over to the wonderful stadium by the sea. And as you can see there, that is going to be the first week. The first week, JV is scheduled to go down at 4 o'clock, and our game will be at 7 p.m. So that's a wonderful time. We've only faced Dylen one other time, and I believe that was in the playoffs a couple of years ago. And that was, I think, Savior was, I think that was the 2022 season. We played them in the playoffs, and it was a good squad. I think we won. I'm almost sure we won that particular game. And so we're going to face them. We have invited them to our turf, and it's going to be good to see a different opponent. Now, I do see someone who was watching, a former Pali football player, in the person of Cy Riley. What's going on, Cy? I think he's throwing up 3 Dolphins. I'm not too sure why he threw up 3, because he wore number 2, but it's all good. We'll take it. Thank you for watching, Cy Riley. Okay. So let's go ahead and, Dylen is going to, our first home game. And, I don't want to, maybe at the end, I'll come up with some kind of prediction, or maybe I'll say that for when we talk to Coach, just in terms of what I see on paper. So let's go ahead and move on to week number 1. And again, with the weeks, so what happens is every team has a week 0, and they play for 10 weeks, but they also have a bye. So that week 0 is kind of to offset the bye week. And so this is really to make sure that everyone has the same amount of games. So we have that week 0, but ultimately we also have a week 10 as well. So it turns out where it's 11 weeks of football, but 1 week is a bye week. And so that's what that week 0 is all about. All righty. So then we get into week number 1, a Thursday night game, and I'm pretty sure that is the Labor Day weekend, I believe, Labor Day weekend. And so the game is going to be on a Thursday night, and looks like it's going to be away. And Roosevelt, I believe, is in Los Angeles. I'm not too sure the exact location, but we're going to travel over there, 4 o'clock game, 7 p.m. game against Roosevelt. And they're also known as the Rough Riders. So they came to us last year, and we're going to make that, we're going to reciprocate that particular game and make the trek over there to Roosevelt High School for that 4 p.m. game for JV. And then for the 7 p.m. game against varsity last year, we did defeat them. So, maybe it's going to be a good defeat for us, but, who knows? The team has to hop on the field, and they also have to play the game as well. Week two, Friday, September 6th, that is the Charter Bowl against Granada Hills. Now, last year, we know that they came to us, and it didn't go so well for us, right? But this year, it's a new year and a new set of guys. and new outlook. And so they're hoping to get a win in the Charter Bowl. We're going to make that trek over to Granada Hills. It's going to be kind of warm during that time. And I've had wonderful, fond memories being a father of a football player. Some of my sons have had some wonderful times in that Charter Bowl football game. And so we're going to look for another wonderful game. It's 4 o'clock out there for the JV, and then 7 p.m. for the varsity. And then if we look at week 3, there's going to be a Thursday JV game and a Friday night varsity game. And so, as you can see, again, 4 o'clock for the JV on Thursday and 7 p.m. for the Friday game against Brentwood. Now, last year was a difficult time. We had a wonderful, good start to that particular rivalry. I believe this will be game number 6, I believe, in the rivalry, the showdown on Sunset, as Steve Galuzzo calls it. And so we had a wonderful first half. We came out, we were fighting and doing what we needed to do, playing on a high level. Second half came out, and Brentwood was just a little bit better than us in that contest last year. So we seek to kind of redeem ourselves at home, and we do pretty well at home. So we'll see. Again, JV game against Brentwood on Thursday, and then that Friday night game, September 13th at 7 p.m. at Stadium by the Sea. And then week four, man, we have another new opponent that we've never seen before, at least since I've been affiliated with the program, Harvard Westlake, and that's going to be a trek over to their campus, a Thursday evening game at 5 o'clock, and then a Friday evening game at 7 p.m. as well. So this is the first installment, and hopefully they'll have a chance to come back to our house the following next season. But this season we're going to make the trek over to Harvard Westlake, and we're going to give it our all. And we've had some guys who transferred from Harvard Westlake, and I'm sure we've also had some guys transfer into Harvard Westlake. So it's going to be a wonderful contest. Again, it's way early in the season to kind of predict what's going to happen, but they have had a pretty decent reputation of being a worthy opponent. So we'll have to see. And then week number 5, we have that bye week. So we've had all of our non-conference or non-league games, week 0 through 4. And then that 5th week, we have our first bye week, actually our only bye game. And if we look at the rest of the games, we have Fairfax on October 4th. We have Westchester at home October 11th. Then we have Venice Homecoming. They're coming to us on October 18th. And then Friday, October 25th, University away. And then the final game of the season, November 1st, Hamilton, which is our senior night. So, I don't want to make any predictions right now, but, I'm already kind of looking at some of the teams, definitely in our league. And I kind of have a record for the league play and non-league play. So if you happen to watch this particular broadcast, what do you think our record will end up being at the end of the non-league play? And what do you think our record will be against the league teams that we're always facing? And so I'm really interested to see what you think about our opponents. We have new opponents, at least 3 new opponents: Roosevelt, Dimely, Harvard Westlake, and of course we have the Charter Bowl and we have Brentwood. Those teams kind of make up our non-league games, and then of course it's going to be very interesting during our league play. Of course, we're league champions, so that's going to be a pretty easy time in our league for us to I know the boys really want to go back to back and earn that accolade once again. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, man, I think that's it. That's all I have. If you happen to be watching the live, go ahead and leave a comment. And again, if you're watching the replay, man, just love to see what you guys have to say about our opponents for the upcoming season. And hats off to Coach Smith for scheduling such a diverse group, getting some new blood into our non-conference schedule. Of course, we keep the same league games, but our non-conference games are really going to prove where we are as a football team. And so, again, the non-conference games have really nothing to do with, us taking our league, winning our league. You definitely want to do well in league, but you also want to do well in the non-conference games as well, because that's going to allow you to move up or down in the city rankings. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Okay. Other than that, I think I am done. I am finished. We won't be on during spring break week. We'll take a little break, and then we'll come back the following week. And I believe I have asked Coach Smith to hop on, and we can kind of go back in depth in our schedule, kind of talk about that, what he thinks, and then why did he decide to bring in some new blood into our non-conference games. All right. Other than that, this is Mr. Riley. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Syer, or the rest of you, and the rest of you who are watching, thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. And man, I think that's it. That's all. Yeah, that's enough. That's all that needs to be said. All right. Thanks for watching. This is Mr. Riley coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side. Thank you. I'll catch you in the next video. And as always, go Pally. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Let me find my closing out screen here. Here we go.